And if you want to support this channel, there are ways you can do that in the description as well. Enough of that, no more introductions. I'm going to get right onto your reading. As you can see, Capricorn, you've got this tower right here, very sad. So it's not always, sometimes it's good, sometimes, I think for you it is. And the good thing about the tower is it's in your past. So that's the good thing. So yeah, and you've got lots and lots of highs and lows all over this reading. You've got everything here. You've got contentment, you've got just about everything. So the first thing I'm getting is with this tower is, it's like I'm not seen, I'm not being seen, I'm not being heard, I'm not being, this is what I'm getting. I'm not being seen for who I am. I'm frustrated. There's a claustrophobic feeling as well here with this tower here. So you felt like that around someone. Someone wasn't seeing you for who you are. Someone wasn't listening to you. They weren't hearing you. They weren't treating you properly. I think you were left in a certain predicament. I'm getting illness for someone. Might be a physical illness, actually. But yeah, I think the tower moment obviously is when you broke up, if that's what happened to you. So I'm getting a breakup here. But it's more than that. It's excuse me, it's more than a breakup. You know, I really think you were so pushed in, you were squashed. I think this person didn't, excuse me, my throat, I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, you weren't getting the support you needed. That's what I'm trying to get to. You weren't getting the support you needed. And you know, that's where the tower comes down, because there are no foundations under the tower. There's no proper support under the tower. And they weren't supporting you. They weren't helping you. And they weren't recognizing you, because I keep on getting some kind of illness for someone here. You had some kind of illness. They didn't appreciate that. They didn't take care of you properly. They didn't listen to you. Maybe they didn't believe you. Excuse me, it might be that. And yeah, it's interesting. You've got this Five of Pentacles here right in the middle next to this. And there's someone on crutches. So an injured person literally walking away from this tower. So you walked away from them. Maybe when you were ill, it was hard to do that. Maybe that's why you had this claustrophobic thing. That I can't do this right now. I'm not well. Once I'm better, I'm telling you what, I'm getting away from this person. And it wasn't easy for you to walk away, if this is you. You know, when you walked away, you had to build yourself up. I'm seeing you having to build yourself up financially with this Five of Pentacles here, and also in a lot of other ways. Okay, so I'm just looking at this tower, and I'm looking at the Ten of Cups together now, the Ten of Cups under this, and obviously they're opposites, complete opposites. So this, you know, this image of in the Ten of Cups, it's like the perfect stereotypical family. It's like, you know, the picket fence and the beautiful, you know, house and all that, and the, you know, two children and the kind of so-called perfect family. I think this is the image they were trying to show to the world, this ex, when you're with them. It's like everything's beautiful, everything's perfect, everything's fine, but obviously it wasn't if you've got the tower here. And yeah, if you look at the Nine of Cups down the bottom there, and you look at that man, he looks a bit like he's in a selfie on Instagram or something like that. It's like, look at me, I'm perfect, I've got everything, I've got the gold cups, I'm well fed, which he is, I've got everything I want. And I think if you're looking at them on social media, this ex, and you're seeing them posing, and they're kind of, if they're going around saying, oh, I've been here, I've got this really expensive thing, I'm having a fantastic time. I think also I'm getting for this ex, I think they're with someone now. So it might be that they're posing with their new love, and you're looking at that and saying, oh, it looks so perfect. That's just horrible. How can they get away with that? How can they go around posing, you know, with their arms around each other, saying, look at me, we've been here, we've been there. It's just really horrible. And look at where I am. I've been left, you know, at the bottom of the tower. The first thing is, no one's perfect. We all know that. No one's perfect on Instagram. Everyone's filtered. You know that. Everyone knows that. The other thing is, they're not having a perfect life together, because this is what they did with you. This is what they did with you. They tried to show everyone how perfect your life was together, and that's what they're doing now. Can you see that? It's the same thing that was happening with you. is now happening with this new person. So that's what I want to show you. If you're looking and you're thinking, oh, what do they have that I don't have? Oh, why did they go to them? Why did they choose them? Just remember the Tower. If you're ever tempted to go back to them, talk to them, you feel like, oh, it's not fair, I want to go back to that again. Remember the Tower. Remember what you went through. And also remember the Five of Pentacles. You've got this poor injured person on there, especially if you're ill. I'm really getting that for someone. So yeah, just remember that. Remember what you went through. Don't forget that. I'm not saying it so that you remember horrible things. I'm saying it to help you so that if you're ever tempted to go back, which I think might happen at some time in the future, they might come and talk to you again. Remember this image of this Tower. And the beauty of the Tower is, even though it's very hard, when the Tower falls down, you're left with nothing. You've got to clear everything up. And all you've got left is you. You're left all by yourself, probably with nothing. But yeah, the good thing about that is there's no more veneer. There's no more pretending. There's no more false, false house. It's not false perfect, false happy families. There's no more of that when the Tower falls down. All you've got is you. And you might not have as much as you used to have. You might not have as much financially as you used to have because of that Five of Pentacles there. But you've got you. And you've got realness. You've got the reality. You haven't got any more pretending. You haven't got anyone lying or being fake or anything like that. You've just got you. And I think that's a really, really beautiful thing about the Tower. So, yeah, what they've got is all the things you had to put up with before, and now you don't. So just remember that as well. If you're thinking, oh, what have they got that I haven't got? So if you buy yourself now, it feels like that's how you want to be right now. Because when I look at this Nine of Cups here, I'm just looking at this man, and it looks like he's protecting himself. He's got all these cups over his head, almost like, they're a shelter over his head. So he's protecting his emotions. So I think that's probably what you're doing. I don't think you're ready to actually be in a proper relationship right now if you're single. I think you're always going to be a little bit like that, very, very protective of yourself. But I think when you first left this Tower moment, when you first got away from this person, you were protecting yourself very, 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 very carefully. You're really, really protecting yourself. But it was out of a place of fear. And I think now this protection you're giving yourself, it's out of a place of love, because these are cups. This archway is, it's an archway of cups. So you're protecting yourself because you love yourself. And I think that's always going to stay with you. I think you're always going to have that, I'm going to protect myself, I'm going to give myself love. And the other thing I'm getting here is authenticity. So self-love and authenticity. That's how you're moving forward into the new year. You're very authentic. There's no more pretending. There's no more facade. There's no more fakeness. It's only the real. You're only going to take real people with you. You're only going to take authentic, people, whatever. Anything that's fake, anything that's pretending, anything that lies, you don't want it. I think you might even start to change your appearance a bit. You might, if you're female, you might start to wear less makeup. You might start to, wear more just very natural clothes. You might start to wear more, eat more natural food. It's no preservatives. You might start getting more like that. I think it's more authentic, and I think that's how you're progressing if that's you. So if you're already doing that, keep on going. I think in the next year you're going to go for the real. No more fake people. That's what I'm getting there. It's really, really, really good. So even though you feel quite, I'm still going through this, I'm still protecting myself, I'm still not ready, I don't quite know, I'm not quite feeling all that strong yet, you're heading that way. You're heading that way because you're heading toward authenticity. That's what I'm getting for someone here. I hope that makes sense. Right, so the first card you've got for your presence, this Five of Pentacles here. So if you look all the way down the middle here, you can see there's a progression in money, and it's positive. You've got the Five of Pentacles. Obviously, that's poverty, money loss, money problems, in the snow, all that kind of horrible stuff. But then under that, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, and this woman's very content. She's got all this money around her. She's very wealthy. She's in a vineyard. If you own a vineyard, you're very wealthy. If you're holding a falcon in your hand, you are very wealthy. So you're going from one to the other. So I think for you, this is to show you that you are going to progress money-wise. And it's really good. This is exactly what you need, because I think you lost a lot of money when you had this Tower moment with this axe, I think. I'm getting that. And I think also I'm getting a financial knockback that happened, I think probably in the middle of the year. I'm getting for someone here. I'm getting a big knockback that happened in the year. Again, I'm getting health here. So I don't know if the knockback affected your health, might have affected your mental health, or it might be that your health caused the financial knockback. So it might be that you had to take time off work and you couldn't earn in that time. It might be that it was very expensive, your health problems. It could be that. And so I think since that time, you've kind of struggled to get out of that, that financial knockback. And again, I keep on seeing mid-year or around that time. So with that money loss, you've gotten somewhere. You've gotten a lot further along than you probably imagined, because I think you've still got this kind of anxiety around, oh, I could always go back there again. I could always go back to zero again. And I think when you've had that financial hit, when anyone's had that financial hit, they've always got that, oh, I could lose this tomorrow. I could go back to zero tomorrow. So again, what I want to tell you is, if that's you, you're absolutely on your way out of that. And there's money coming in with this Nine of Pentacles here. I'm getting something, I don't know if you're applying for a job or there's something like that coming up. Yeah, I'm literally getting the word yes here for someone. I'm getting the word yes. It feels like there's a big, long process ahead of you. And you're applying, or it's something like that where there's a big process and you're having to answer lots of questions, give them lots of information about yourself for someone here. Yeah, I'm getting lots of letters, I'm getting emails, letters in the form of emails, I think. I'm getting formal correspondence for someone, and I'm getting lots of things coming backwards and forwards with this falcon here, because falcons go away and then they come back, and they go away and then they come back. So I think what's happening here is it's a very long process, or if it's not in there yet, I think that's what's ahead of you if you apply for this thing. And it feels very frustrating to me. It actually feels like, oh, what are they going to ask me next? They're going to ask me how many hairs are on my head. What do they want to know next? And then they might say, oh, that's wrong. We need more information here. Oh, you need to prove that you can do this. Oh, you need to show us this. Oh, now we need a check on this. So I'm seeing all that kind of thing. So if that's you, if you're going through that frustration, and I'm seeing a lot of that ahead of you, I'm seeing a long process. It's going to take a long time. Don't walk away from this, because I think at the end, it'll be really, really worth it. So if that's you, go through the hoops they give you, just do what they ask, just take it, a step at a time. If they say do that, just do that one thing, don't worry about everything else. Then if they say do something else, just do the other thing. If they say, oh, we need to get this again, just do it again. Don't worry, just keep on doing everything a step at a time. You'll get there in the end. And it's going to be 100% worth it. Look at this woman in the middle. She's so content. She's so content. Now, you're not going to be 100% content all the time, because you're always going to have that little piece of you that says, oh, what if I lose everything? Because you've had that loss, that financial loss. That's actually a good thing, because it keeps you on your toes. It stops you from being complacent. I know that sounds horrible, but it's true. It's true. And as a Capricorn, you're always going to have that in you. I'm a Capricorn rising, so I know that. I know this very, very well. I've always got that bit in me that's a little bit anxious, and it keeps me going. Yeah, I'm just getting this for someone here. There's some, with this Tower moment, I think for you with this breakup and all that happened and everything there, I think it comes back to you sometimes. I think what I want to tell you is you're 100% over what's happened to you. But I think some of it comes back to you. I think it comes out, and I'm actually seeing a trauma for some people. So yeah, it is going to take some time for you to get through this. If you have been through a trauma with this ex, or if it's just very, very hard and you feel like you can't get over it, because what I'm getting is you're going along, if this is you, you're going along, say you're in the car or you're doing something, you mind your own business, and then suddenly it hits you. It's like, oh, I remember what they did to me. I remember they said that. I remember they did that. It's like this thing hits you, or you're triggered or something like that. If that's you, the first thing I want to say to you is there's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're back at the start again. It doesn't mean you're not over things. This is what I'm getting. This is what I would want to tell you, especially if you've been through a trauma with them. When you go through a trauma, if something really terrible happens, your brain can only process a certain amount. So in the aftermath of, say, a tower moment or something like that, bits come into your mind and you process them as they come in. And your brain can't give you everything at the same time. It can't give you every memory at the same time because you just can't process that. You'll just fall flat. You can't do that. That's when people get breakdowns and things like that. I hope that didn't happen to you. But what happens sometimes is, down the road, when you're feeling a bit better, when things aren't as bad, going along, and then your brain says, oh, you're better now, you're ready for this bit, I'm going to give you this bit now, I'm going to give you that memory. I think that's what's happening to you. So just know, if you're getting these memories, if you're getting these triggers every now and again, it's because you're down the track now. It's because your brain's saying to you, okay, I'm a bit better now. I'm over that. I'm further down the track now. So just know that's a positive thing. And also just know that you're not going back. You're not going backwards. You're only moving forward. So I just want someone to know that. I really, really want someone to know that, because someone's really struggling with that here. Okay, I'm just looking at the Queen of Wands. Yeah, very independent character, very strong woman, very, very strong work ethic, exactly like you. You're very soft, you've got a very soft side, and I think a lot of people don't get to see that. Actually, a lot of people see you as the rock, the dependable one, and I think sometimes you struggle to find your own rock. You struggle to find someone who you can depend on. Part of you wants to do that, I think, and then part of you wants to be independent, so it's a little bit, backwards and forwards, I think, sometimes with you. You would love to be able to rest on someone sometimes, because with what you've been through, you haven't been able to do that, and you've had lots and lots of problems all through your life. That's why you've got all these layers. Every time you've been hurt, every time you've had a problem, every time someone said something to you, another layer is built up. And that's another layer that people have to get through to get to your heart. So what I'm getting here is there's someone here. It feels like there's someone around you. It feels like they've been trying to talk to you a little bit. And what I'm getting is they're sensing those layers there. And that's what happens. So they're sensing the layers. They can sense that, you've got your walls up, you've got all that up for them. So, yeah, I think they've spoken to you and then they've moved away or something like that. I'm not getting ghosting. I'm not getting anything horrible like that. I'm getting a bit of mirroring, actually. Sensing things coming from you and then moving back again. So I'm just looking at this Queen of Wands. She's the bravest queen. She looks us right in the eye. She's ambitious, I should say. She's all about action. And when I see this queen looking at us right in the eye, I think that's what they're going to do. I think, they've been very scared of you. They've been scared of your walls. They've been afraid. They've been afraid of being knocked back. Now they're going to come forward and they're going to talk to you. That's what I'm getting with this person. They've stopped talking to you for a while, or they've been away or something like that. Something's happened. There's some gap in the conversation. Now they're going to come back again. Now, what I'm getting here is I don't think they're going to show you their heart. They're not going to say, oh, I love you, I've got feelings. They have got feelings, but they're not going to show you that right away. They're being very careful. They're being very cautious. They're picking up on the walls from you, and very slowly they're going to try and knock down each wall very slowly, very carefully. Now, don't be afraid of that. They're not coming in like the Knight of Swords. They're not coming in with a bulldozer or anything like that. They're just coming in with their words. and they're going to just come in and talk to you very slowly. Now, at the beginning, they're not going to even talk about love. They're not going to think about love. They're not going to talk about anything like that. They're going to talk about what's on your mind. They're going to get to know you. So we're going to go over to the Two of Cups now, which is in your future, because you can see that's all there. So I'm going to talk about that. So with this Two of Cups, you can see this here. This is a meeting of minds. This is a meeting of minds. This is exactly what you need, because I think in the past, you haven't had people who've been on your level intellectually. You're a very, very, very deep thinker, very interesting thinker. Excuse me, because I was getting that before, that you've carried people. This person isn't like that. So they're talking to you. Excuse me, I'm sorry that keeps happening. They're getting to know you. They're very slowly growing that connection. It's going to be a long, long time, I think, before they even tell you that they're interested in you romantically. I think you're going to pick up on that. Now, if you look at this Two of Cups here, I think a lot of other connections that you've had, they've tried to come in quite quickly with you. This is the opposite of that. And you can see here, there's a man and a woman, and the man, he's reaching out his hand to the woman. He's reaching out his hand. He's not going to, he or she, whoever this is, they're not going to go through the layers by force. They're going to go through each of your layers by holding out their hand. And they're going to wait for you to give them your hand. They're not forcing anything on you. This is very, very special. Very, very beautiful. And you know what? It's a relief to me, actually, because you deserve this, because you've had so many things. You've had the towers, you've had people knock you back, you've been hurt, you've had people use you, lean on you. Now you've got this person who's coming in very gently, and all they're saying is, let's have a conversation, let's get to know each other. Here's my hand. You don't have to take it now, but when you're ready, you're welcome to take my hand. It's absolutely beautiful. Very, very, very gentle person. Absolutely beautiful. So I think as this progresses, because it is going to progress, and you deserve this. It's such a relief for me to see this, actually, because you've been through so much. I think as you go through this, I think when you start to realise, yes, they are interested in love, and they start to express that to you, it might be that you want to retreat a little bit again, because you've got the Hermit here. So if that's the case, do that, follow your instincts, do what you feel you need to do. I really, really think they're going to be patient with you. And they're going to say, no, if you need to do that, that's absolutely fine. You take your time. You do that. I'll be here when you come back. My hand is still here. I'm not moving it. I'm not taking my hand away. It stays here for you. When you're ready to come back, I'm right here. So I'm getting that beautiful thing that they'll say. They'll probably say something similar to that. Again, when you look at this Eight of Swords here, that Hermit time, that time where you feel as if you have to retreat again, it's like, oh no, I don't know if I want to progress right now. I just need to retreat before I'm ready again. That's because of all this hurt you've been through. And look at this Eight of Swords here. They're all the layers. Each sword is a layer. Each sword is a layer. And as you talk to this person, each one's going to be knocked down very slowly and very gradually. And then you'll be able to take your blindfold off. You'll be able to take the rope off like this woman here, and you'll see this love in front of you. And it's absolutely beautiful. And then you'll be able to hold your hand out and take the hand. Very emotional reading. So it's going to take a long time. This is a slow process. So be patient with yourself. Don't rush this. They're going to be very patient with you if this is you.